What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Beaver's Dam. Of course, I am the Beav, and today we are talking about the best retro consoles to collect for in 2025. Roll the intro.
0, 1. Let's get started.
Before we start, I got to get my sip of coffee real quick. I love coffee so much. Speaking of coffee, I came across a new content creator or YouTuber, and his name is JD Coffee, and he just makes coffee and drinks coffee while he talks about gaming. And he's probably one of the dopest people I've ever seen on this platform. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Yes, I do have some Avowed loaded up behind me, probably gonna play once I'm done recording this video. Anyways, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you are pretty new to retro collecting or you wanted to get into it. For me, I've been collecting for close to 3 years, I believe, and I've got almost tipped all this over. I have 3 consoles that I've been collecting for. I started with the original Xbox, and then I got the 360 and then the PlayStation 2. And before we get any further, I'm not including any Nintendo consoles just because I'm not a Nintendo guy. I never have been, and I probably never will be. I'm just not into it. But this is just some knowledge that I wish I had before I got started with collecting retro games. I never intended on starting to collect. It was all just on a whim. I was getting tired of the modern gaming. This was 3 years ago. And I just wanted something fresh, or I guess you can't really call this fresh because it's old, but I just wanted something different, I guess, is a word that I'm looking for. And I started looking back at my childhood and being like, what were games that I used to just really, really enjoy? And the first thing that came to mind was the first game that I ever played, which was Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox. And so I was like, you know what? I want to buy an original Xbox just for fun. I think it will be really hilarious. And I'm going to play some of those older games like Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, the original Rainbow Six games, Gun, that was an amazing game, Amazing Western. There's so many more. The original Need for Speed games. Like, I remember having so much fun on this console. And I didn't know that retro game collecting existed. Like, I just thought that people move on from consoles once a new one comes out because that's what I always did. And the people around me, that's what they always did as well. So I didn't know it existed. Another coffee break real quick. So good. Wow. So I just thought to myself, I could probably get an original Xbox for like $5 somewhere, like on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. And then I started doing some research and realizing people actually do this. I mean, I guess I kind of started realizing that after I already got the console with a couple games. And I think if I would have started with a different console, I would have figured it out sooner. It's just that the original Xbox is the cheapest console to collect for, which is why it's on the list for best retro consoles to collect for, because it is the cheapest games that you can get. You're probably going to be averaging $5 to $10 per pickup. Of course, there are rare and sought after games that are going to be way over that. But on average, the majority, it's not going to be like that. So I consider these like the top 3 consoles to collect for, okay? I call it the big 3. Now, I will say with how cheap the original Xbox is, yes, it's amazing to collect for. But if you're looking to have some long-term fun, I also wouldn't quite consider it just because a lot of the games, not all, but a lot of the games didn't really age that well. And you're probably thinking to yourself, of course, they're early 2000s, they're going to be terrible. There are a lot of PlayStation 2 games and early Xbox 360 games that still look pretty good today. It's just the way that they did the graphics or the animation or whatever it is, the art style. And I would say a majority of the original Xbox games although they looked amazing back then, they just didn't really age well. So if you're looking into the original Xbox, sure, you could get some quick and cheap fun out of these games, but after a while I feel like you just get kind of tired of the games because, like I said, they just did not age well. So I feel like you kind of become more of a hoarder than anything, because you're just gonna start picking up games and then realizing once you get home you don't really want to play those games. That's kind of the problem I ran into, which is why I started moving on to other consoles. I think I got my collection up to like 60 or 70 games and started realizing I'm no longer like doing this like for fun. Like this is like I'm becoming a hoarder. Like this is not good. So I moved on to other consoles to collect, which moves me into my second console. So this is the newest console that I started collecting for, which was the PlayStation 2. This is going to be quite a bit more expensive than the other two consoles, and I don't know why. I mean, I really don't. Like you're looking at probably an average of $20 to $25 per game, and maybe even, I don't know, maybe even more than that. So my collection is actually quite small, just because the games are so expensive, and I didn't really know that getting into collecting for this console, which is, you know, it is what it is. Now a lot of these games have aged well. A lot of the old PlayStation 2 exclusives are still really fun. You got Ratchet and Clank, you got God of War, you've got Jak and Daxter. Like those are top tier games that you can still play today. So yes, you're going to be spending quite a bit more money, but I feel like the fun can last a little bit longer, you know, if you're looking to do more than just collect. Which I think if you're getting into collecting, you should not be getting into it just to have a collection. I feel like you should be getting into it to have fun and play the games as well. Which moves me on to my all-time favorite console, which is the Xbox 360. This game, it used to be probably the cheapest console to collect for, but after the market closed, the online market, the games have gone up a little bit, but not too much. Like you're probably looking at an average of $10 to $15 per pickup, and there is endless fun on this console. I mean, this console was out from 2005 until 2013, I think is when the Xbox One came out. So a long time. So there's a lot of games to get into, and like I said, it's just endless fun. You can find Xbox 360 games anywhere, and I literally mean anywhere. Like you can still get these at GameStop. Believe it or not, you can. And the console itself is, I mean, you're looking at $70, maybe $80. So the console itself is also the cheapest out of the three. Anyways, saying all that, this is my big three. Like these are the three main consoles that I feel like people are collecting for, unless you're like a Nintendo nerd. Then you're probably just got Nintendo. I don't know how you guys work. I don't know how you guys think. Okay, leave me alone. Anyways, this is the big three. These are the top three retro consoles that I think you should be collecting for if you're looking into getting into collecting, or if you're new to collecting. This is it right here. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you guys have any other suggestions for videos, let me know in the comments. And if there's any other consoles that you guys think are better than these three to collect for, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.